Okay. My life is very surreal. What you're about to see is a real rarity. This is what happens when a liberal actually stops and listens. And all right, this guy walks up and he asks me if I have a fuck Trump bumper sticker. So, of course, that's going to get me to turn on the cameras. And what ensues here is a good 40-minute slide. It's not often that you're going to find a liberal to sit around and listen. This is why I say it's a rarity. And you judge for yourself to see what happens. So I hope you stick with this one and see it all the way through, because it has a pretty good ending. Now into the commercial part of this. This is one of the designs, my designs. Can you see it? That I'll be putting on my shop here soon. I'll have a lot of screw this and that's that you can look at. And I could use some support. So can everybody, right? But I don't know what a lot of you do, sit it out there on your ass. Maybe you're thinking, gee, how can I get involved in this? I mean, that's what I did when I started out. I'm doing this. And if you're not doing anything else, if you can't do anything else, I don't know, hey, good idea, maybe go buy a shirt from me. Or, there's a few items up there right now. Contribute. I got some things going. All this will go in to get better cameras. So, I can do more damage out there. And you can hear better audio. I do have a microphone coming hopefully a handheld one that I'll be able to get better audio on and sync with the videos. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoy this one. It's a long one, so stick it out. And said it has a good ending. What did you do?
Microbiology.
What does it feel?
I made vaccines.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You're real happy about that?
What, vaccines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So, exactly why would you want a fuck Trump bumper sticker being so vulgar that you want it? I mean, all the moral high ground that the left has, right? So explain to me, what is it? Why do we need a fuck
Bumper sticker.
Yeah, why do you need a fuck Trump, Professor?
Well, you said that, you say here that you don't like politicians, all politicians offend you, you're satirist. You can talk, I'm pissing you off, I think that's a good thing.
Oh, I know, because you like vaccines, you like pissing people off with vulgarity. I appreciate that, you're showing that. I appreciate you showing your low moral standards, your inability to understand what you've done to humanity. So let's explore that.
Yes.
Oh, as a microbiologist and perfecting vaccines, I think you created, contributed greatly to the eugenics program. I think you're just absolute. Oh, absolutely.
Where's your data to support that?
Oh, God, I got it on that computer right back there. Would you like to go ahead and listen to the father of vaccines and how he brought HIV over here and laughed about it? It's on tape. I got it. Oh, yes. You didn't know about that one?
Edward Jenner is the father of vaccines.
Would you like to listen?
He didn't. No, I don't, because there's no data. Without data, you're just another person with an opinion.
That's right. That's funny. I was just reading about that. Yeah, just reading about the data here, the lack of it, and the I don't know how you feel about the whole global warming issue.
I'm open to anything that you can support.
Yeah, but matter of fact, I just highlighted this about the data that they used in the computer models, and it's all, they wouldn't even supply it. So 80% of the data that was. Oh, sure.
So anyway, that
yeah, but
back
to
to
answer
the
your
bumper
question,
sticker.
I don't think you said politician. I don't
That's what
think.
your sign said.
Yes, and I don't think you say what I'm looking at is I didn't see Trump as being a politician. He seems to be more of a businessman. He's a politician now. because he had to run for office. So he did
Okay.
that. But before that, he was not a professional politician.
We're talking. No, he's not a professional politician.
So why would we want to fuck him? That's the question here. What has he done that makes you come up with that kind of a narrative? And why, as a man, an intellectual man, would you be so simplistically vulgar?
Oh, I think that's direct and to the point.
Well, why again? Let me repeat my question.
He offends me.
How does he offend you?
Well, his stand with women.
What's his stand with women and blacks?
He believes that they are. Well, he gropes women, brags about it.
Have you ever grabbed a woman's pussy in your life?
No, sir, I haven't.
You haven't.
No, sir.
Are you gay?
No, sir.
Oh, then you've never been in love. You've never grabbed a woman's pussy.
No. Never.
You've never been to bed with a woman and grabbed her pussy.
No. I'm invited to do something.
Yeah.
But I don't do that of my own volition.
Well, I don't
that's
think he
sexual
was
assault.
either, and I don't know what that has to do with the governing of the nation. So
you
again,
asked me what about Trump?
yeah, but what about
Trump?
Clinton using a 22-year-old intern as a humidor and he's in a
But that's obscene. That's obscene.
Yeah.
That's obscene. I mean, there's no reason for that.
Yeah.
In fact, a story aside, my mother, when she was alive, she said, "What did he do with the cigar?" And I said, "Mom, he smoked in the White House. You can't smoke in the White House."
Yeah, it's a touchy subject to have with your mother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was beat red. You could,
Yeah. But the point
anyway,
being in here,
well, there's no excuse
the
for
data
that.
was missing here. Just
Well,
as an aside,
Yeah.
the data on this
Are you
has
familiar with
been
Michael
forthcoming.
Mann?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's got plenty of data. It's open. It's on the web.
He won't debate. On this, he won't debate.
What do you mean he won't debate?
He won't meet a skeptic.
He was testifying before Congress, okay, on the climate hearings and on the reason for pulling out. Yeah, Congress. One of those
I
guys
have,
that make the laws.
I have also about Judith Curry. Are you familiar with Professor Judith Curry?
No,
She was the darling. She was Georgia Tech climatologist,
Okay.
world-renowned, just well-respected. And she jumped on board the consensus wagon that came along when the IPCC came along and said,
The climate change treaty.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And she went, oh, gee, all these other guys. So she jumped on it, but then she stopped, she paused, and she started looking at the science, and she goes, wait a second, there's a lot missing here. When she started asking questions, she became more skeptical. And
Scientists are skeptical.
yes, indeed. And then, but she's a true scientist. She doesn't keep on going along with the consensus. And then she came out and said, wait, everything I'm looking at here, this is pseudoscience. None of this works. She testified, got it on screen back here before Congress, laying out how this is pseudoscience. You have the head, the guy who founded the Weather Channel, telling us that this whole thing's a hoax. It's complete bullshit.
And who would perpetrate the hoax? And for what
I'm
purpose?
glad you asked.
Yes, I really want to hear that.
Yes, indeed. Because if you look who funded Copenhagen, funded Paris, who's behind all of this, it is the oil companies. BP was the biggest funder of the Copenhagen Accords. Now, why would they do this?
Copenhagen Accords.
The ones that when they exposed, that's what this was about, exposed the emails that came out of the University of...
the British emails.
the British
So you
emails.
take one
So this came
part
out of
of a dissent. You get 20 scientists in the room, you get 20 different opinions. Believe me.
Yeah,
Okay?
but that isn't we're not getting 20 different, again, allow me here. We're formulating political opinion. Now, you asked who's behind this. And I told you follow the money, don't you?
Yeah.
So you follow, and so it leads back to the oil companies. Now, why would the oil companies be doing this, right? Here's the big one. This is good. You're right down Gore with this. He owns like several oil companies, right?
Who's that?
Al Gore.
I don't know that, but I won't argue.
Oh, no. His family made his money in oil. He owns several oil companies.
Yeah.
He's an oil man.
Okay.
By making the byproduct, carbon, of their product, right, fuel,
Yeah.
a product that can be sold through carbon credits. They make another way for them on the back end to make money off of their product. So by funding the greenies, like general term, they think they're actually working against the oil companies. When the more they protest, they're actually driving the price of the carbon credits up. It is a beautiful scam. And because carbon is a reciprocal gas, I mean, it was, back in the Jurassic time, it was 1,000 times higher than it is today.
Indeed it was.
Yes, indeed. So, you know, this, and if you look at the true
cyclical oscillation of
right,
the carbon.
the carbon follows any heating by about 100 years or more. So the carbon doesn't precede the heating, it goes in fast. Look at that, please. I helped start the Institute for Environmental Alternatives with Professor Ron Cohn in '72. I've done a lot of research in this. I don't have any alphabet spot in my name, but I could. All right, I'm well read, Ed. I keep my notes. So by going ahead and making the product of their byproduct something they can make money off of on the back end, they still control both sides. And that, of course, is what the elites do in order to keep control of us. Now, if you don't know this already, carbon dioxide only makes up, it's a trace element, 0.04% of our current atmosphere. That's it. It's a trace element. And as we breathe it out, of course, those big things breathe it in, so it's a reciprocal gas. It goes around. So, but they have all the other gases they have out here, right? They had to make something they could tax. Why? Control. His ability to tax his ability to destroy. Correct? Indeed. So, because now they can tax us for breathing. So our carbon footprint, in other words, oh gee, you know, that's why they're trying to put us all in little 200-foot cubicle boxes that they control the thermostat on. Look at Clinton. Clinton took a jet.
Which one?
Hillary. 20 miles. 20 miles to go speak about climate.
Yeah, well,
she took a jet from the, I understand.
But
So,
again,
but
we all use
again,
cars.
what I'm doing is drawing up the hypocrisy of the people that are pushing this, the ones who are making money off the carbon credits. In other words, they want to go ahead and make carbon the boogeyman so they can tax it. That way, and the only way to really, cement a worldwide tax is to have a world government is to have a worldwide tax. Something you can tax the entire planet on. Thank you very much. Are you familiar with the Bilderberg Group?
No, I'm not.
They're meeting in Chantilly, Virginia as we speak. And I'm not surprised you don't know about them because they try to keep them as secret as possible. But in fact, they are the top 120, maybe 400, depending on how many people they invite every year, but a hardcore of 120 of the most powerful people in the world. We're talking.
By the way, that's good. And my name's Tom.
Uncle Sam, Tom.
Uncle Sam. Right. I served for a while. So.
Right. And here's a get-out-of-jail-free card from Hillary Clinton.
All right.
Now, Tom, the Bilderberg Group comprises some of the most powerful people in the world. Ones that are heads of conglomerates, major media
brothers.
Those guys. I don't know if they show up. I don't think they. But the Kissingers and the tech dinos and the Gates shows up, and so you're going to get. And when government agents show up, that's supposed to be against the law with the Logan Act. But they show up anyway. To give you an idea, when Clinton and Obama were running against each other the first time, they were meeting in Chantilly at that time. I don't know if you remember, but they both disappeared for 4 days. Nobody could understand. Where's Obama? Where's Clinton? We got on the plane, said they'll be right back. Left the press there. The press left. He stayed there. And for 4 days, the press was running around. Where's Clinton? They were at the Bilderberg meeting, and that's when the Bilderberg said, "You're going to be president, and when he's done, you'll get your shot." So these guys are
they pick the presidents as well.
These are the top bloodline power brokers. They're the true government. They're the
In the world?
Well, they're the Western. If you think of it, it's sort of like they're the Western Gambino family.
Yeah.
You know, the Anglo-American top elites. And then you have the Asian factor, which is a whole nother, the Asian, Russian, Prussian, that's another whole economic block of bad guys. But they're both competing for the same thing. Total dominance of the world. Because they now have the technical means to do that. They have the ability to do that because, Hitler didn't have the computers. I mean, if he had TV, we'd all be speaking German right now. Right?
Agreed.
So, right now...
And I think Joseph Goebbels is very proud of the Trump campaign. Repeat the lie long enough, and it'll become the truth.
If anybody lost in this election, it was these guys.
Oh, it was the people who lost.
No,
I'm
talking about the Con News Network. Nobody believes anything they hear on the TV anymore.
That was one of the casualties of this thing, and that's
casualties. These guys have been lying through their teeth through us forever.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's why you don't know about the Bilderberg group. Now these guys are meeting right now for 4 days. You don't hear about it. Why? I mean, when Davos meets, you've got press all over the place, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, look, who's going to have red carpet treatment?
Yeah.
Why do they keep them secret? Why are these guys secret? Now, you don't see the left there protesting these guys, but you got InfoWars there. You've got a lot of, citizen journalists there that are protesting this, that know what's going on. These guys are the true elitists. These are the ones that we have to worry about, not him. I mean, my God, what he did with this Paris Accord was stab a knife in the New World Order's plans to go ahead and formulate that one world government. They needed that world tax. They needed us to be in there, to have us by the balls. No, I'm sorry, you can't own a car. You're going to have community cars, and then, they're going to break down. You won't be able to get around, because here's the deal. Right here. Robot technology and AI intelligence are taking over more and more of our jobs. I talked to a Harvard professor out here about 3 months ago, and I asked him, Professor, give me an idea in the next 10 years, how many jobs are going to be lost to AI intelligence? He goes, about 50%. I go, what are we going to do with all those out-of-work people that we've done in the past to kill them? So they know that
That's a solution.
Yeah, well, again, that's what I'm saying. What better way to do that than have them walk into the office and go, shoot me up with that vaccine? In other words, you're all hungry. Well, come on into these FEMA camps. We got over 1,000 of them. We already right now have people in.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Mismanagement by the government.
So we have concentration camps more or less right here, right now. So. We have the largest prison system. I mean, we're a free country. We have more people. I don't even have them call ourselves free. We have the most amount of people in jail than anybody else.
There's no argument there.
But anyway, they ain't done yet. You understand? America, the elites have to keep, because as free people, we keep on striving to be free. Since we crawled out of the cave, wrestled some freedom away from these ruthless bastards who grabbed a hold of all the world's resources and have had a stranglehold on them since going back to the millennium. So,
are you a libertarian? What kind of government do you subscribe to? I'm interested to hear.
Again,
is a government useful?
I call myself essentially. I look at it this way. Why did we need politicians to begin with? Well, they are the buffer between the elites and the people, so the elites can go ahead and keep on feeding us out, so we don't rebel against them. Keep on giving us the illusion we have some kind of choice. So they release little bits of that are, all right, take
like
that.
Mardi Gras beads.
Yeah, right. So, they go ahead and placate us that way. America came along and said, started flexing its muscles even more. Right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's the best we got.
Yeah, it allowed us to have a nice middle class and, be able to, even our poor people who weren't around fat. So,
yeah.
But space and time is the problem, correct? It's why we needed politicians. We needed,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what your thesis is. Yeah.
I mean, we needed someone to speak for us. Well, is space and time a problem?
No, instant communication.
Thank you. We're all walking around changing the way things operate now with our comments online, signing petitions, forming coalitions, and even revolutions online.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm saying this, why don't we just take it to all the way? Why don't we write our own legislation? Why don't we vet it ourselves? And then why don't we vote on it? And cut out these guys that say they represent us, but never do. We now have the possibility now to truly hold the power of what happens to us in our hands.
Oh, I agree.
So being a practical man, knowing that the powers that be aren't just going to go, oh, you found us out. My God, you don't need us. That's right. Shit, we're worthless, and we got all the money and the power and all this bullshit. And if you knew this, you're going to come for us. Well, so they're not going to do that. So being pragmatic, knowing that we have to deal right now with the situation, knowing that this election was supposed to be against Clinton and Bush. It would have made no difference. Most of them are working for the same people that want to take us over. What are the same laws, same programs, same bullshit? That climate deal would have gone through, the TPP would have gone through. I mean, all the globalists, boom, boom, take away, move us further and further away from us ruling ourselves, make it a centralized government. World domination at last. We'll have them. Agenda 21 coming out of the UN goes all the way down to the local level, where local municipalities have to abide by laws made up in the UN by foreigners. It's insane. So this stuff is all being discovered. He came in, stopped the TPP, put a dagger in the heart of the globalist movement to go ahead and have a world government by making a carbon tax and perpetrating the fraud. That is global warming. Because in all of it, I had a couple of scientists out here. They were also violent. They're from Polynesia. Nice guys, except they were hardcore. I mean, it's almost like religion. They were saying, well, 97% of this. You know where they got that 97%? They sent out a questionnaire to like 3,000 scientists. Would you like to participate in a discussion on global warming? 97% of the scientists said yes. They took that number and ran with it. Said 97% of the scientists believe in global warming. So it's all propaganda. You got to remember what you see on here. If you're looking at commercial TV, and they're taking money from DuPont, from pharmaceutical companies, from defense department. I mean, I've seen DARPA advertise on news programs. What? So when they're taking money from them, if you're a journalist, GE is paying your bills, and you find out some fraud in defense contracts, you're not going to be reporting that and keep your job. These guys lie to us. Why? They've lied to us about everything. Fluoride in the water, for crying out loud. Why do we even have that? It's the only thing that's in water that treats us, not the water. As the government doctors, how in the hell can they describe that? Do you know what fluoride is? It comes from the aluminum and fertilizer manufacturing industry. It is a toxic waste, one of the highest toxic wastes in the world. That's why it kills germs. It kills fucking everything. You put it on something, it will die. So why do they put it in water? Well, one, it costs money to get rid of it, right? Oh, I can't have that. Once you sell it, if someone buys it, right? It is no longer labeled a toxic waste. It's labeled a... So they actually mandate. Now, it's been...
I mean, this is capitalism, right? And it's rawest.
It's crony capitalism. It's corrupt capitalism. No.
He's a capitalist.
Well, yeah, but you understand, when you encompass capitalism, you just say, oh, capitalism is bad. No. If you enforce the laws...
I agree.
Capitalism is the best, but the fact is the laws are being selectively enforced.
I agree with that too. I completely agree with that.
See? So this is what we've come to. We've come to a point where that's why both parties are corrupt.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no
I
doubt
mean,
about that either.
and
Yeah.
again, I harken back to the, why do we even need them? We know what they're doing. It's just not a secret anymore.
So
Thank God for
what
the
do you
internet.
propose? I mean, I'm looking at stepping ahead here. What's the solution? I'm gonna turn this because the sun on my neck hurts like it, and I don't mean to be
No,
disrespectful.
it's all right.
Thank you.
No,
Gringo from the north.
well, obviously, you know this as being an educator. Education starts, that's where it starts. I mean, knowledge, getting to know who is really pulling the strings here. So, like Bilderberg, get familiar with them.
I need to,
Own up on them. There's a great book I just finished reading by Peter Dale Scott called America's Deep State. And he's a Canadian professor, writing just a great book around that time. David Ray Griffin, of course, like David Ray Griffin, who is the godfather of the deep state. And these people have been out there for years. But again, you're not going to see them on CNN or ABC because it's not true. But again, the internet. So you go to places like Grudge, InfoWars, Zero Hedge is excellent, Global Research. I mean, there's tons where you know this as an educator. You use your own intellect as you have here. You listen, you decipher. Am I hearing bullshit? That doesn't sound right. I'm going to challenge that, which you do. So you'll do the same thing with, you'll do the research here. I don't want you to believe me. I don't want you to believe them. Listen to them, look at do a little research, and then come to a conclusion. When you do, you should see how much we've been playing.
No argument there either.
Yeah.
I mean, you're spot on. We come at it from different sides,
But I look at this man right here, and I'm asking, I look at Trump, and I go, well, you judge a man not just by who his friends are, but who his enemies are. He had all the elitists against him. He didn't get any money from Wall Street. He got nothing. All right. He had the media totally against him, which is predictable. He had the Hollywood against him. He had all the computers, people against him. Right, jobs, all. So he had, and he even had his own party against him, and the Pope, and still he won. So that says enormously. When you have those many elitists, those many people pushing for that global one world government, trying to get rid of him, he's got to be doing something good. Now, several of the things he did, that I already mentioned, TPP, one of the things that hasn't been mentioned in the news at all, but I've got personal confirmation on out here. February 17th, he put together a pedophile task force ring, knowing that coming out of the Podesta laptop, and the emails and the reader laptop, was a pedophile ring that was being used to blackmail politicians and journalists. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole thing.
I know. That's over 5,000 pedophiles have been busted since he got in office. And they're working with the food chain. I talked to there's a man about a month and a half ago. I always like to ask people what they do. This is one of the prosecutor, where? Orange County, California. Well, just that week they had busted them, the week before, 2 weeks before. They had busted a 200-something pedophile ring, found kids in cages. So I says, do you know anything about this case? He goes, that was my case. I go, oh, that's right. I started interviewing this guy. And he confirmed that indeed this is being a lot of information out of Gina's laptop. That's why you see Gina right now kind of like, playing nice guy.
Yeah, he's going to be in jail soon.
Yeah. He's allegedly cooperating with the feds right now. What we're going to see is indictments. We're going to see Podesta arrested, Clinton arrested, both Clintons arrested, a lot of people that have been in this pedophile for blackmail sex ring. That's how evil these people are. That's how bad they are. So this man has been busting them, working with food chain. So he's not your ordinary politician. He's not your one of the day. That's why they hate him. They're going to come back, and even the hardcore pundits on this, that are Trump supporters, are praying for his life, and they all say that they're going to kill him. They're going to put him full of immunity in this guy. Because, you know, I mean, he is, and then again, I judge people from, you know, what I hear out here. I've had the good fortune being out here to get to speak to a lot of people, professionals. I've also talked to about it because of people that personally had contact with him, business or otherwise. And all the people that had personal contact with him have something positive to say about him. The ones that didn't were secondhand. Oh, my brother-in-law got screwed by him.
Yeah, I see.
But all the people that were in a room with him and had business with him all came away saying he was fair, he was a good guy.
So the demonization on it has a lot to do coming from the media who are once they're exposed, once they become exposed with their lies, 9/11, we all have someone. They're trying to tell us that 1990 was brought down 3 buildings with 2 planes in New York City, and that a plane, I mean, come on, you're a professor, you tell me that a hollow aluminum plane went through 8 18-inch thick concrete, steel-encrusted walls of the Pentagon, and then came out in the center where no wings were seen, no damage where the wings. What the hell hit that building was not a plane.
What's your take on that?
Well, you always look at who benefited when you're wrong. Who benefited? Well, who benefited?
Saudi Arabia?
Well, to an extent, yeah, but it was really the Muslims at all. It was the national security state and the military-industrial complex. Remember we were going into that peace dividend? Oh, we were at peace. Well, we're a war economy.
I mean, we just sold $109 billion worth of weapons to Saudi Arabia.
Which was a deal that was already in the play that you left over from Obama. That still pissed me off. Because I'm going, wait a minute. Well, you see, understand, I don't kiss his butt. I'm still, the good things he does, I'm going to applaud. The bad things he does, I'm going to question.
Yeah, and we need to question.
Yeah. Now, I'm looking at it this way. Now, is he playing? Because I know he said this over a year ago when he first started running. This is one of the things that hurt my ears about this man. Because he is a builder in New York City. He knows how building. I saw the interview that he did the day after 9/11, and he said, look, I build buildings. Buildings don't fall. I mean, he was questioning it the day after. So, he said about a year and a half ago when he first started running. You elect me president, you will find out who really brought down the Twin Towers.
Is that gonna...
Well, I'll wait and see. Understand that our corruption is so deep and systemic within our system. A lot has to be kicked out before we can start the process. Otherwise, you know, it's going to, like right now, it's running into roadblocks. I mean, there are a lot of criminals that do not want his policies to go through, because if they do, well, Hillary Clinton said it. This is a quote. If he gets elected, all our necks will be in the noose, unquote. So they know the criminality that they can be exposed to. Now, the thing is he compromised? We don't know that. I mean, but he's never went to Bilderberg. She did. He never went to the Bohemian Grove. Are you familiar with Bohemian Grove? This is another one of those secret, meetings that they have. Every July in Northern California, it's a place called Bohemian Grove. It's out in the country, it's beautiful, gorgeous, right? 2 weeks. And it's mostly a male, top white, male elites, right? Go into this, and they run around, they have homosexual orgies. Oh yeah, they worship, they have some ceremonies. They dress up like in these clan robes. And it's one thing, the top ceremony they have is the creation of life. No, the creation of care, creation of life. And there's this 40-foot owl-looking thing they're called Moloch, which is mentioned in the Bible. That they have this ceremony before. Walter Cronkite used to have a ceremony. And they have mock human sacrifices in front of this thing. Now, Alex Jones and people were snuck in there and filmed this happening.
So again, it's one of these secret enclaves. But this is where, again, they compromise. Let's say you're an up-and-coming politician. Hey, I should go build for big boys, you know, right? And you get in there, all of a sudden you're surrounded by guys naked, you know, screwing boys. And you know, like, it's sort of like peer pressure. You get involved. Next thing you know, you're gonna rise, you're gonna shine. Don't worry about it. But if you don't, you got these films. Look up the Franklin cover-up. There's a guy named Larry King, not the Larry King on TV. But he owned the savings and loan in Nebraska. This is during the first Bush administration. He also happened to be the head of Boys Town. He also happened to be a sadistic pedophile that ran a child pornography ring and sex ring from Boys Town into the White House. He had a house in Washington, D.C. that he would throw parties at. No one knew. Hidden cameras all over. And of course, you know, senators and congressmen and journalists, you know, the parties would be benign at the beginning, you know, but as the night progressed, drugs came out. By the end of the night, he's got films of politicians we see on TV today having sex with children. Now, the Franklin cover-up, this was exposed by the Washington Times. It was in the newspaper for 2 days and disappeared. Right? Oh no, this is during the first Bush administration. The Discovery Channel was going to do a story on this. It was called the Franklin cover-up. The word came down the week that was supposed to come in and said destroy all copies. You can get on the internet and still see it. King was never indicted for that. He was indicted for embezzling $14 million from the Franklin loan. Savings loan. But so this is, you know, again, how they go ahead and control us. And he has to battle that. So all of that systemic corruption that's been going on for decades. I mean, look who we had recently as a CIA director, Brennan. What did he take his oath of office on? The Koran. He was a Wahhabist. We had, and this isn't, I'm telling you, this is how insane this is. You look it up, you can look it up. I'll give you
I didn't know that.
He spent his almost entire career over there in the Middle East and converted to Wahhabism. He was a Muslim. He was the CIA director.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how insane and how corrupt. He wasn't supposed to be there, but we as people understood the angle. Who on the left was popular? Sanders. I didn't see one single Clinton parade. I must have seen 15 Sanders parades. He had the people. And we know he had the people. What happened to him? She stole it, right? She blatantly. What did he do? You gotta go support the person that stole the what? So he was the only man left standing against the corrupt establishment. He got in. It's a miracle. It is a miracle he got in.
Certainly surprised a lot of people. You know, out of left field.
Well, there was, well, I'm saying the anger. I'm out here in the streets. I know the anger. I'm not in a bubble. You know, as I'm here from all sides. There were only one or two people that really going to win this last election. It's either going to be him or Rand Paul. Because the anger was that power.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you know, they're not going to have the same oligarchy that she represented in there. So at least he's fighting the oligarchs. I mean, he's kicking them in the balls. Remember, he's not part of the club. He didn't go to the Bilderberg meeting. He didn't go to the Bohemian Grove. He used his own money.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not beholden to any of them. So what you hear about him, I would take with a big grain of salt.
Appreciate that perspective. You know, what we do is exchange information.
Pleasure meeting you, Tom.
Yeah.
Go to my YouTube channel.
All right, pleasure to exchange ideas with you. I appreciate the First Amendment freedom.
Indeed. That's what I'm doing on steroids.
I like your staff too.
Yes, I had a local guy made it.
That's very cool.
All right,
Thank you, sir.
wow, that was epic.